Well, it looks like it holds water. I've got a garden hose hooked up to it right now just to test everything out, but so far we're holding water, so looks good. Looks pretty good so far. Getting all this tape and wire and everything that I had holding these hoses together taken off. Wolf is blocking the view of the camera. That was propping those hoses up. That did pretty good. Everything looks good so far. I think as long as this works with the de-icing, this will be a great system. I need to grab a saw and cut those 4 pipes off there and then cut those off. That way they're flush with the concrete. I probably should have done that before it was full of water. Oh well. Well, it seems like it's flowing in really good from that transfer. So it's about 4 inches of water flow from there to there. As long as that stays de-thawed, I think we're in the clear. So everything looks like it checks out so far. We'll come back to it and see how well it fills up and see what the water level is on the transfer. This one should be a little bit lower water level than that one, just kind of how we designed it. You can see the bison have taken down the hay bale a little bit. It's been about a week. Not too bad though. The bison like to hang out over here, which is kind of funny. The main reason is because there's cows that run on my neighbor's property behind us, and for some reason they kind of like hanging out with those cows a little bit. What are you guys up to? Even though they have a nice hay bale over there, they still like finding green grass. That's what they're looking for right now. Anything that's green, they love that better. They are looking especially woolly this time of year. They're so thick. They are just 100% ready for winter, for the snow. We kind of got our coldest night last night. It was about down to 24 or something like that. They didn't care. They actually like it. Fall is definitely in full swing. You can see all the birds and hear them all building their nests for the winter. It's interesting to see that some of these areas of the field like this come up wet when they're not normally. We got some rain about a day and a half ago, but this is, and so that's kind of where it's coming from, but I think it's seeping up from the ground, and I guess like little pockets that you could say of like springs and stuff brings that up, but that's not normally wet, so that's kind of surprising, some things like that. This field has browned out pretty good. All that Triso lespedeza is really dark now. It looks a lot different. It's actually, it doesn't really look that bad because of how brown everything is. It really doesn't show how damaged the field really is. I need to try to run a brush hog over this area here. We're getting some of those hedge trees, and these berries, these blackberries, are coming up pretty heavy. Blackberries I don't mind too much, but those hedge trees will cause problems growing that close to the fence later. So we need to come through here at some point with a brush hog and get those all cleaned up. You might be asking why I did a water trough up there before I did a water line. Well, that's because I want to build a pond bigger than that one up at the top of the hill, and I want to trench to that water trough after I do the pond. I was not ready to do the pond, but I was ready to do the water trough, so that's kind of why it happened in that order, a little backwards. That might look familiar. That is actually like a bump stop or whatever you would call it for a boat. The floats that they want for these things were like $80, and I looked over at this was $7. I figured that would work pretty good as a float. Everything else looks pretty good. It's filling up that tank really well. The level is really good. All I have to do is really adjust that float to whatever height I want this to fill up with. I actually think similar to this height would be really good. And then we just have a garden hose right now filling this up, but all I have to do is come back and trench this line here, put this into the ground, and then we will put a splice in there and tee off that way. So everything else looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. That way Coyote and the girls, they can get in that all day long. Not gonna hurt a thing. The only thing it would do is basically get a little muddy, but other than that, there is nothing that is going to get damaged on that side. It's just tubes that are cut all the way down to the concrete. All the critical components are in this tank, which is inaccessible to them because they're on that side of the fence. What are you doing, puppy? Huh? What are you doing? Coyote and the girls are all at the corner of this field here, relaxing. I love the look of them when it comes this time of year. They're all just completely brown and they just blend in so well with their surroundings. Just beautiful out there in the field. So I think we made some decisions on purchasing more animals this fall. I think we decided to go ahead and hold off. We wanted to invest a little bit more into the infrastructure of the property. We're going to be putting in a pond like I was talking about, putting in these water systems, trenching lines, all the piping that goes with it, hay, working on corrals. All that really costs a tremendous amount of money. So really just trying to figure out where we want our money best spent, and I think we decided to put basically the money into infrastructure right now instead of animals. Next spring though, I'm really going to try to push really hard to get a fair amount more of animals. We'll see how many. I don't know if we'll be able to double or triple our herd. We will see, but that would be the hope or the goal. You know, getting started from scratch, doing any type of agriculture, raising, whether it's raising bison or beef cattle or doing crops, it doesn't really matter. It's really difficult getting going from the start. There is so much that you need, for all the way from the land to the fencing to the corrals to water systems to just the animals themselves. It's a really big feat. It's not easy. I will not say that it is easy. It's fun. Can be tiresome, but it is a little bit difficult, a little bit challenging. You know, I've got a buddy of mine who is a full-time farmer, and he has really helped me out, really kind of encouraged me to keep going. And not that I am thinking about quitting or anything like that, but he's really helped me kind of push forward harder, and I really appreciate guys like that come alongside of you that have done this before. No, not raising bison, but you know, he's been in cattle the cattle industry for a long time and raising crops and things like that, and he understands the cost involved of just getting started. You know, he is a little bit older than me, but in the same boat. You know, he started a little earlier, but it's taken a while to really get established and going, and that's kind of the same boat we're in. So we are riding the seas together, I guess you could say. It's difficult, but I'll tell you, afternoons like this, when the wind's slowed down, calm, real nice cool temperatures, and it's just blue skies out with the bison in the field, it's worth it. I'll tell you, it's hard work, but it is definitely worth it. Definitely want to keep going, definitely want to keep growing, but it is worth the hard work behind everything. Here at Broken Arrow Bison, we really appreciate you all's support. Hitting that subscribe button just means a lot to us. It really helps our farm keep going and keep growing. So we are excited for the future, and we're excited to have you guys along with us. So thank you guys for watching. My name is Noah Gordon. We are Broken Arrow Bison, and we will see you next time.